The S&P Global Ratings has forecasted a 7% economic growth rate for India in 2026. Not only that, but India is forecasted to surpass the Chinese economy, which is expected to grow at about 4.6% in the same year. In addition, the report also forecasts that India will be at the forefront of Asia's economic growth for the coming years, and that Asia Pacific's growth engine will shift from China to South and Southeast Asia. S&P Global also hiked India's growth rate for the current year to about 6.4%, which is up from its last forecast of about 6%. However, India's economic growth is expected to take a fall from 6.9% to 6.4% in 2025. Now, despite that fall, India's economy is expected to grow back up to 7% in the next year in 2026. One of the major reasons for India's economic growth in the coming years is said to be domestic consumption. So the domestic consumption will increase in the coming years. S&P Global is not the only organization that has forecasted a 6% or above growth rate for India in the coming years. Moody's has also published a report which forecasts a 6% and above growth rate for the years 2023 to 2025. To be specific, India's growth rate as forecasted by Moody's is going to be at about 6.7% in 2023, then 6.1% in 2024 and 6.3% in 2025. Apart from domestic consumption, another reason that will lead to India's economic growth is the shift of foreign investment from China to India. Apple has already started shifting its production from China to India and is expected to increase its production in India to 18% by 2025. Not only that, but Apple is expected to invest about $40 billion in the next 5 years in the Indian economy. In addition to this, Apple's supplier Foxconn is planning to invest about $1.5 billion in the Indian economy and wants to expand its operations beyond China. Not only that, but Elon Musk's Tesla is also planning to invest about $2 billion into the Indian economy. As multiple multi-million dollar as well as trillion-dollar companies shift their investments or shift their production from China to India, India's economy will surely take a boost and grow in the positive direction. On the other hand, China's economic growth is expected at about 5.4% for the financial year 2023-2024, which is up about 0.6% that was forecasted earlier. However, the Chinese economy is expected to decline from 2024 onwards. Its economic growth in 2024 is expected to be at about 4.6%. Then in 2025, it is expected to be at about 4.8% and then back to 4.6% in 2026. There are multiple reasons for China's economic slowdown. One of the major reasons for the Chinese economic slowdown is the current real estate crisis that the country is going through. Two of the largest real estate companies in China, Country Garden Holdings and Evergrande, have defaulted on their debt. And both of these companies were profitable up until the pandemic. And Country Garden Holdings even listed a profit in 2021. But thereafter, the country's profits declined and so did its ability to repay its debt payments. China is not only facing a real estate crisis right now, its economy is also facing issues like deflation and a growing old age population in the country. Not only that, but the youth unemployment rate in China hit a high of about 20% in June earlier this year. I've talked about China's economic crisis in detail in this video here. If you want to learn what is happening to Chinese economy right now, you can watch this video here. The link to this video is in the description below. Now, China's economic crisis plays a huge role in Chinese economic slowdown, but there are a couple of other reasons that have to do with China's geopolitical involvement. There are two ongoing wars right now. One is the Russia-Ukraine war and the other war is the Israel-Hamas war that began in October 2023. Both of these wars have an economic impact, not just in their regions, but on the globe as a whole. And these wars have had trade implications, not only when they started, but they are going to have trade implications as these wars continue over time. So China's support and influence in these wars is going to also cost its economy. Not only that, but the ongoing China and US trade war is also going to play a major role. And then you have companies like Apple that are planning to shift their manufacturing from China to India and other Southeast Asian countries. All of these issues combined together are going to have a negative impact on the Chinese economy. If you want to learn more about the ongoing US-China trade war and the drift in the relations between Apple and China, you can watch this video here. here. It explains the US-China trade war in detail and also the implications of the fading relationship between Apple and China. So, India is expected to be the engine in Asia's economic growth, but it is not the only country that is expected to lead Asia's economic growth. There are other Asian countries that are also expected to take Asia's growth to the next level. And these countries, as per the S&P Global Ratings, are Vietnam, Philippines, and Indonesia. Vietnam's growth forecast for 2026 is about 6.8%. On the other hand, Philippines is expected to grow at 6.4% in the same year, and Indonesia's growth is expected to be stable at 5%. So, while China's economic growth is expected to slow down, the South and South Asian countries are expected to take the lead in Asia's economic growth. So, what do you think about China's economic growth in the coming years? And also, who do you think will lead Asia's economic growth in the coming years? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this video valuable, please share it with your friends and family, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you for watching this video and have a great day.